Seasonal greetings, YouTubers. Welcome to episode number 14. So, I'm sorry about my lack of vlogs lately. Been a bit slack, but I've had a few messages from people on social media and YouTube saying to me, when are you doing another vlog? So, I'm here and I'm doing another vlog. I've been out quite a lot since my last vlog. Obviously I've got the winter ticket at Diggers. I was there again last night, didn't have anything last night, but I have had two further fish since my last vlog, which I'll post photos up for you to see in a bit. But they're the only two that I've had really. It's not fished as well as I thought it was going to this year, but you know, that's fishing. Anyway, for this vlog I am at a new location. Can you tell what it is yet? Okay, so I am at a place called Ashbury Golf Course, just outside of Okehampton. It's probably getting on for 4 acres in size. I have no idea on stock in here. I came here a couple of summers ago, did 2 sessions and did quite well. It's a bit of a runs water, I think, so I felt like getting a bend in the rods, so I thought, right, I'll come somewhere different. Diggers is really busy this weekend anyway, and from my experience at Diggers, it doesn't fish too well with loads of lasers going through the water. So I've decided to come here instead. So I'm on a 48-hour session. Literally just pulled up, barrows behind me, and I'm going to be fishing this peg here. Basically because I've had a walk around, haven't seen anything. But you kind of, from here, you can kind of fish all corners of the lake. So you've got one behind me over there, you've got that corner over there, and then just behind me there, it's like a point, like a, I don't know, like a spit, I suppose. But yeah, we'll try and give it a go, and we'll see what happens really. Like I say, I've got 48 hours, so yeah, something a bit different. But my last time I was here I used solid bags, so I think I'm gonna start off on solid bags and see where that goes. Anyway, got to do something, so I'll gonna get my kit set up, and I'll speak to you later. Well, would you believe this? Just in the process of setting up, I just put the third rod out, and my left hand rod, sorry, my right hand rod has now gone, and I think we're into a small carp. It's not that small. Crazy. Right, gonna get this one on the bank, show you in a minute. Right, and guys, no sooner than I'd put the rod out, I've got one already, which is quite surprising, especially for winter time. This fish is like a block of ice though. But yeah, so all this was on. I changed my tactic a little bit around from what I said at the start of the session. I decided to go with a helicopter system on 2 of my rods, just with a little PVA bag and a little KD rig. So yeah, happy with that. I'll just get this one up and show you. He's a bit lively. God, he's cold. Not the biggest, probably only about 8 or 9 pounds, but it's still a winter fish, and that's what it's all about. It's about going out and catching fish. So I've done the last few sessions at Diggers and nothing's really happened, so there was a lot of people on the ticket this weekend, so I thought, well, I'll come out somewhere else and see if I can catch a few. And within an hour of being in here, I've got one. It's a nice looking one too. Right, I'm going to get this one back and I'm going to get the rod back out. You wouldn't believe it if I told you. So I just put the right hand rod back out, just setting up the bivvy. 15 minutes later, bang, one toner. Don't know how big it is, not that big, it's a little mirror, but we'll get them out and have a look. So yeah, I've only been here 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. So yeah, on the fish already. Hopefully way through these ones and something bigger might grace our nets eventually. I'm not too sure. As I say, I'm not too sure what is in here. So yeah, happy so far. Anyway, I'll get this one out. Right then, so here's fish number 2 after 45 minutes. This never happens, but then again, I never really go to sort of like runs, waters these days. So I'm always after the sort of like, you know, bigger fish, but I'm not too sure what the stock is in here. But I mean, I have had them out of here up to about, I think £19 was the biggest I had a couple of years ago, so hopefully they've moved on a little bit since then. Anyway, this little one, again, £5 or £6 I would have thought this one. Ooh. Nice young fish, little mirror, nice set of shoulders on it, definitely got potential, that one. So yeah, nice little round dumpy fish really. So as I say, he's quite a young fish by the looks of it, so plenty of growth left in him yet. So yeah, right, return this one to the deep, get the rod back out. Okay, so 2 fish within 45 minutes, not bad. Okay, so the action's died off a little bit now. I've managed to get the house up, which is located just behind me. I was out fishing last night at Diggers again on the season ticket or the winter ticket, so everything's a little bit wet from last night, so I've just put the bivvy heater inside, just drying everything out for a minute before I decide to get in there. So for those of you that are eagle-eyed enough, you'll notice that I have a new pod. This is the Fox Black Label compact pod. You may have seen in my previous videos I talked about getting one, but they were massively priced and all the rest of it. So I managed to find one in a half price sale online, so I decided to invest in one. Really happy with it, used it quite a lot now. Nice little pod, fits inside of a buzz bar bag very easily, so it's less to carry and things like that. So yeah, ideal little product. Those of you who follow my Facebook page and are eagle-eyed enough, you'll notice that I have different alarms. I'm now using the Fox RX Plus alarm. I decided to change over from my Delkims, a number of reasons really. I'll probably talk about it later, but yeah, really happy with these. Got the feeling I'll be keeping them. There's lots and lots of features on them, and from what I've seen on performance wise, they're just as good as a Delkim. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Oh, gotta run. Unreal. So anyway, yeah, I decided to feels a bit bigger, decided to move away from the Delkims and move over to the Foxes. As you can see, they work well. So right, I better get this one on the bank as well. Definitely feels a better fish. Right, I'm going to get this on the bank and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit when it's on the bank. Well, there it is, my first live run, I think, of any of my videos, so that was good. A little bit bigger, this one. Probably on the good side of 10, I would have thought. Again, angry mirror. Doors. Yeah, he's angry. Fights well. Mouth's perfect on it. I really don't think that they're fished for a lot in here, so it's a great place, little place to come if you want to have a quiet day. There's no one on the complex here at all, so yeah, it fishes well in the winter by the looks of it. That's fish number 3, so happy enough to get that. But I do know that they go bigger in here. It's just the case of carrying on and trying to do a little bit more. That one was on a little IQD rig, just one that I had made up in the box already, just on a essential cell wafter. So gonna get this one back now and get another one if we can. Okay, so another fish in the net. I had no idea this place was so prolific, especially in the winter. Right, so I'll just show you where all these bites are coming from at the moment. Obviously you've got like 3 rods out, and all my fish have come on the right hand rod. The right hand rod is at 15 wraps, and it's just between the island there and that kind of spit. So it's more probably in that area there. That seems to be where the fish are coming from, and all I'm doing is probably putting out about 15. I've probably only put out about 15-20 boilies around there, so I've got the feeling I'm gonna have to do some more in a minute because they seem to be on the munch. My middle rod is located right out in front of me, just sort of like in the middle of that spit, but so far nothing's happened, and I've just got the other one in between the end of the spit and obviously the bank is right out in the middle, just at 13 wraps, same as the spit. So yeah, right, I need to get some more baiting done because it might not look like it, but I am losing the light now. Hello again. Right, so it's just got dark, just gone about past 5, something like that. Again, same rod, left hand rod. Little small carp, only a tiddler for a 3 or 4 pound, but different variation anyway, just little common. So that's fish number 4 anyway. Right on the middle of cooking my dinner. Thank you very much, lovely job. Right, fish number 4. Gonna get this back. Looks like I've hit this lake at a really good time. So yeah, happy enough. Hopefully they get bigger. Right, so just as I'd put that fish back, my right hand rod this time decided to go. Again, he's not very big, about 4 or 5 pound, I guess, something like that. But it's fish number 5. That was on the solid bag, a little bit deeper water out there. So yeah, this is crazy. Like, I must have hit this place at like a good time or something, because I've had like 5 fish in 3 hours. Madness. Hello everyone. Right, okay, so after that, another little spell of fish. Gonna try and take some measures now. Got my tee back on, which is the most important thing here. But I'm gonna be changing the rigs over a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put out a little Ronnie rig, just on a stiff boom that I've got, just try and deter some of these smaller carp. I have found in the past that sometimes with a pop-up you can sort of avoid the smaller fish. That's just from my past experience, I may be wrong, but it's worked for me in the past, so that's what I'm going to try and do, and see if that makes a difference or not, because I don't want to be getting up at silly o'clock for 4-pounders. So, and I know that there are bigger in here. I've had them out of here. Like I said, I think 18 or 19 pound, I think, was the biggest I had out of here a couple of years ago. So they've got to be moving on now. So that's what I'm going to be doing anyway. So I'm going to stick out a Ronnie rig just in the area where I am getting the bites, and just see if the pop-up will deter the smaller fish. Worth a try. Right, and guys, about 7 o'clock now, something like that. Just had another one. Shouldn't get better light on it. There you go. Not the biggest fish in the world, but he's kind of like a little ghosty. I don't think you can see it properly. But yeah, only about £4, £5, something like that. Another one, another small one. Come on the other rod on the IQD rig. So right, I'm going to get this one back and then get the rod back out and whack it on a pop-up. That is fish number 6 now, I do believe. Hello, so that's 6 fish now, but all very, very small. I wasn't aware that the fish were that small in here, to be honest. Last time, as I said, I haven't been here for a couple of years, but the 2 times that I did fish it, the fish that I was catching were in the upper double bracket. So I'm not too sure what's going on here, but seems to be hooking a lot of smaller ones. But anyway, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it is the winter, and catching fish is catching fish. I can't remember the last time I had a session where I caught 6 fish in the space of, you know, 4 hours or whatever it is. So I'm not complaining, but in the same token, I don't really want to be getting up in the middle of the night for fish that size. So I've put all 3 rigs now on the pop-up. That seems to have deterred them a little bit. I've gone from sort of like catching every, you know, half an hour now to sort of like, well, it's been the pop-up's been out there for an hour and nothing's happened. So hopefully big fish rig will work. That's my plan anyway. So right, I'm just drying my top out because I just fell in the bloody lake. Well, the bank gave way on me, so that's just drying out on the bivvy heater, hence why I'm in my t-shirt. I have got spare clothes with me, but I can't be asked to walk back to the van. It's only around the corner, but I can't be bothered. So just gonna dry that out, heat up here a bit as well. It's not actually that cold, so yeah, I'm just going to chill out for a bit now. So all my rods are out in the same places as they were. I've still got the solid bag on because that's got a small pop-up in it anyway. But if I get too much hassle, then I'll take it off and rig up a helicopter with a stiff boom again. So yeah, so that the solid bag's still out there. Have had a run on the solid bag as well, but I lost it. The middle rod is now on a pink pop-up, and the left hand rod is on a yellow pop-up as opposed to the wafter. So yeah, all on pop-ups, and we'll see if that will deter the bigger, or bring in the bigger fish, I should say. Like I said, I'm not too sure whether or not my theory is right or not, but I have found that in using a pop-up, it does deter the smaller end of the scale fish, especially the younger fish. You seem to end up with bigger fish on the pop-up. So just my theory. Anyway, I'm going to get sorted, and if anything happens, I'll let you know. Hello YouTubers. So it's just coming up to 10 o'clock now. Just going to do my last bit of camera for the night. So since I've changed over to the pop-ups, haven't had any bother with smaller fish at the moment, which is kind of good. It has backed the action off, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing now for the night. Is I think I'll fish those carry on fishing those pop-ups throughout the night, and see whether or not anything happens, whether or not we can pick anything bigger up. Tomorrow I might go back over to the IQD, and you know, maybe pull out a few more, but for the nights anyway, I think I'll be on the pop-ups, because there's no way that I'm getting out of my bed at like every hour for a £4 carp. It's not happening. So I have no idea about this water whatsoever, how it fishes or anything like that. Like I said, I've only fished it twice before, but the last time I was here, the fish were bigger. Not this time round though, but that might be the time of year, who knows. But there does seem to be quite a few small fish in here as well, so, but it's not a problem. I'd rather catch than not catch at the moment. That's kind of like the reason why I came, because I wanted to get a bend in the rod. So yeah, that's the plan for tonight. Fish the pop-ups during the night and see what happens. So if I do get a run during the night, I'll be up and around and showing you, and if I don't, then I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Right now I'm pretty tired because I did a night session at Diggers last night. Didn't really get a lot of sleep because it was minus temperatures, hence why all my bivvy was wet because of the frost and stuff like that. So but it's all dry in here now, so it's all fine. So yeah, it is what it is, but I'm gonna get my head down anyway, and I'll catch you guys in the morning if I don't see you. Morning, YouTubers. So we're now at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Still dark outside at the moment, just starting to get light. So we're on day number 2. Well, kind of. So not a lot happened last night. I did have one run on the pink pop-up on the middle rod, but that came off, so that wasn't great. That was about 3:45 this morning, something like that. But since I put the pop-ups on, the action sort of died off a little bit, really, which isn't too bad because I really didn't fancy all those small fish during the night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the IQD rigs back on this morning, and just have a bit of a play about and see what happens. I may keep one on a pop-up, but for the most part I'll probably use the IQD rig. That seems to be the one that's working the best at the moment. So I don't really mind in the day, you know, having a few runs with the smaller fish, but in the middle of the night it's like, nah, no thanks. So that's what I'm going to do. Going to fire out a few manila boilies as well to get it going, like I did yesterday, and see if I can catch as many as I did yesterday. I mean, it was quite good really for, you know, for this time of year. Not bad at all. So anyway, I'm going to get these rigs tied up again with some new baits, and I'll catch you in a bit. Right now I'm going to wake up a little bit because I've literally just woke up, just made a cup of tea, and yeah, the weather's a bit different today. So it's a bit more overcast, there's a little bit more wind, there's a wind coming from the southwest at about 10 miles an hour. I am kind of like on the wind here, but it's not the warmest of winds, to be honest, so I don't think it's going to make a massive difference. But anyway, less waffle, more fishing. See you later. Right, that's everything back out on the money again. So I'll just give you a quick recap of where everything is fishing now. Starting with the left hand rod, that is located just out towards the end of the island, probably about a rod length off it. 20 manila boilies around that one. The middle rod is out towards the point over there, probably in line with where the peg is, like a rod length off of it again. So that's the middle rod, and then the left hand rod is now over towards the point of this island again, probably about a rod length off of it. And there's probably about 20 boilies on each rod. So yeah, that's where everything's fishing. Someone else has turned up over there. Just some guy who comes here quite a lot, he said. So looks like a bit of a matchman or something like that. But yeah, pretty good. So just wait for these bad boys to scream off again, and we're in business. Right then. So after losing one this morning, early on, had a bit of a hook pull, managed to just have another one. Rod's been out for a couple of hours now, so another one again, a bit bigger this one, probably just into double figures, but a nice pristine fish. There you go. Nice fully scaled common, fully scaled mirror. Absolute mint condition. Hardly seen a hook. Yeah, that's lovely. Good bit of sport. Right. God, this fish is cold. But they're definitely on the munch still. Again, he was the right hand rod, so they're definitely still in that area. Yeah, happy enough. Right, gonna get this one back. Hello. So it's about half an hour later. Again, right hand rod out towards the right hand side island. Produced another one. Second fish of the day. Again, probably just about into double figures, I guess. All right. A streamlined little common. Yeah. Pretty decent. Nice looking fish. Big old mouth on it. Yeah, pretty nice. Alright, get it back, get another. Well, there it is, right on cue again. Probably about another half an hour later, just having my lunch. This little bad boy turned up. Again, not very big. They don't seem to be as big this session as I was catching a couple of years ago, but just as pretty. Oh, only about £5. Nice little common. He stops flapping around. There we go. Another one to add to the tally. Get it back. Well, I said I wanted a bend in the rod this weekend, but this is crazy. So I just had a double take. Left hand rod first, followed by the right hand rod while I was playing the other one. Has anybody told these fish that it's winter? Oh well, let's get these out and show you these. So as I just said, double take. Lovely job. All my rods are already back out. These have just been resting in the net, so they're a little bit lively. Both mirrors. Number one, probably again maybe £9. Second one's a bit bigger, probably on for about £10 that one. Don't flip. This is unreal. Absolutely unreal. I've never had a session like it. Crazy. Just catching these all day. Hopefully something bigger will turn up. You know, I think it's just a case of just working through what's out there at the moment. Right, that's enough of that. Get these little bad boys back in and finish off my dinner. So once again, rod's gone again, right hand rod. All seems to be on the right hand rod. just off the point of that right hand island. That seems to be where them fish are sort of like located at the moment. Again, no bigger than the rest. Little mirror, probably about £9. But I am getting through them now. So I'm hoping it's only going to be a matter of time till we start picking up something a little bit bigger maybe, but at least I'm ticking through them. Right, get this back, and yeah, all the action's died off in the last sort of like 2 hours, so I was just sort of like sat around, just had another one again, same sort of size of what I've had, so not the biggest, but nice little fish really. Nice to catch these smaller ones for once, as weird as that sounds. It's not really used to it, so just hold it up again. Been a while since I caught a carp of that kind of like condition and, you know, size. So it's quite nice. Yeah. Get it back. I literally have no words for how prolific this place has been. Just had another one. About £10 again. Nice mirror. Lovely little fish. And the condition of these fish is awesome. Absolutely perfect. So you can't grumble. They all seem to be coming out at this size, so I may change over to a pop-up in a minute, and see if I can tackle something bigger for the last 24 hours, but yeah. I've lost count of how many fish I've caught, so that can only be a good thing. Right, I'm going to get this little one back and work out a new plan of action. Right then guys, well, what an afternoon that's been so far. It's just got to about 3 o'clock, something like that now, so I think I'm going to be changing my tactics around now. I've decided... Oh, you are joking me. Well, hang on. I was just talking about how I was going to change my tactic over, and then had another run. You probably heard it. Would appear that I'm now wading my way into sort of like the bigger fish. Just giving this one a little bit of a weigh. It's a nice little fat-bellied 14-pound common. So more than happy with this one. More than welcome as well to know that they're getting a little bit bigger. Put that up so you can see it. There you go. 14. Oh God. A bit lively because he's been resting in the net again while I was getting the other rod out. There we go. 14-pound pristine common. Lovely. Ideal. Just what I needed. Just what I was looking for. So I've kept the bait going in the swim all day long. Just sort of like trickling it in. It's just kept that swim going all day long. And it's finally starting to bring in a few of the bigger fish now. So what I'll be doing is going over to the pop-up, and I'm just going to keep baiting that swim now, and hopefully that will change it. It might deter the action a little bit, but it may also bring in the bigger fish. So I'm going to get this one back now, and I'm going to crack on and get that done. Anyway, as I was saying before I caught another fish, both rigs now are on the two that I've got, so the middle rod and the right hand rod, which are up towards the island and the channel. They are both now on pop-up. Both on Ronnie rigs with a stiff boom. One is on a pink and the other one is on a white. So that is me all in now. I've just done half a kilo of manila out there as well, of the 15 millers, spread with a throwing stick all over the place, all around that channel. So if the fish do move in on that, hopefully we'll get a take with a pop-up, resulting in a bigger fish. Might take longer, but you never know. So might not get one at all, might not work. So yeah, but I'm willing to go all in now, because all I'm doing is struggling with these smaller fish. Even though that last one was a bit bigger, you know, that's more in the direction that I'm trying to aim for. So I think my theory has worked, in the fact that I've tried to sort of, you know, work, as I said at the start of the session, like work my way through the swim. Now that I've got confirmation that there are bigger fish cruising around in that area, you know, I can start to make my way in that kind of direction a little bit. So, but it's been a fun day, you know, can't really complain at the amount of fish that I've caught. So that's what we're going to do now. The left down rod, which is fishing out towards the island at the moment, is still on a wafter. If I do have another fish on that, then I'll convert that one over to a pop-up as well. But for the meantime, I'm just going to leave that one as it is and take it from there. Right, I'm going to get and make a cup of tea and dry off, because it started raining again. So bivvy heat is going on, dry out, cup of tea, chill out, back to normal. Hello again, everyone. Right, it's just gone dark. It's probably just about gone 5:30 now. Just had a run on the pink pop-up. Again, pretty decent fish. Still up around where I'm aiming for. So probably about £12 this one. If you can see that properly. It's a nice little, another fully scaled mirror. So the size is there. Just going to keep on at it throughout the night now. Get that rod back out. That's definitely deterred the action for a little bit. It's gone quiet for about an hour and a half now. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, that swim will start to produce a few more like this, and maybe a bit bigger. So so far my tactical decision is paying off for once. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, I'll get this one back and get that rod straight back out. Right then, that was good. A lot earlier than I expected. I wasn't expecting anything to happen really, but the pink pop-up decided to do the business. That fish was about 12 or 13 pounds, something like that. So yeah, happy enough with that really. Shows that you know, my way of thinking is kind of like in the right direction, which is good news. So I've just got everything back out. Just going to leave it out there and just carry on. The white one hasn't done anything yet, and the left down rod that's on the wafter, that still hasn't done anything either. So I'm just going to leave those out there, and maybe later on they'll do something. Hopefully, if I can get on the other side of £15 this session, I'll be happy. So that's where my goal is anyway. So we'll see what we can do. But being the winter time, everything's a little bit harder, a little bit more tricky. So hopefully the groundwork that I've done over the last 24 hours and with today as well, it will pay off, and we will hook something decent out of here. Hear a lot of stories about this place, like people say, oh yeah, there's 20 pounders in here, 20 pounder plus, da da da. But I've never actually met anyone who has caught a 20 out of here. I've had loads of people tell me there's 20s in here, but I've never seen anyone catch a 20 out of here. And weirdly, the people who tell me the stories don't know the people who've caught 20s out of here, which kind of makes you think it's bullshit, but you never know, do you? So I know that I had I think it was 18 or 19 pounds, something like that, out of here, and that was a common, and that was a couple of years ago. So, and that one is truthful. So, anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm going to put the kettle on now, get something to eat, and watch a bit of TV, chill out, and you never know, the receiver might go off again. Hello, so it's about 9 o'clock at night now. Nothing's really happened. The left hand rod, I did have another fish on a minute ago. That was just on like the little wafter rig that I left out there, so that eventually brung in another 5-pound carp. Didn't bother filming it because you've seen enough of them already, so it was just a little common, so just chuck that one back, well, put it back, and just replaced it with a Ronnie rig and a stiff boom like the others. Put a little yellow pop up on that one, so I've cast that one back out at 13 wraps. I'm just going to leave them there now. So nothing's happened with the white one yet, and nothing's happened with the pink one since I put it back out. So excuse me, I am tired. So I'm just going to leave it there. If anything happens during the night, then you'll see it. May get a run. It all depends really, I suppose, on tonight and on what happens. But I'm not expecting it. Let me put it like that. The action's died right off now, and I really don't think this is a pop-up water. The bottom is very, very clean in here anyway, so you know, if the only real chance that I do have is whether or not I do connect up with a bigger fish, but it seems to be few and far between at the moment because all I've had is tiddlers. So we'll see. I'll leave them out there anyway, because if I do go putting a wafter out there or a bottom bait, I'm just gonna get, you know, what I've been having all day. So I'll leave it there for tonight, and then if anything happens, I'll let you know about it during the night. But until then, I'm off to bed because I am tired. I've never been so busy in all of my fishing career so far, but I don't plan on doing this again for a while. But it's nice to go somewhere and, you know, get a bit of variety and get a bit of a bend in the rod, and definitely a good place to come if you're looking for something like that, 100%. So anyway, I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you tomorrow if I don't catch you before. Good morning everyone. So it's just coming up to about 8 o'clock now on the Sunday. Just had a little run, not very big, probably only about just about £9, I guess, something like that. I did have a couple more as well. I'll talk to you about them in a minute, but yeah, this has kind of like been the sort of stamp really of fish that have been coming out. So I didn't film the other two because I thought you'd seen enough of them by now. So, and it was in the middle of the night and it was dark, so I'll update you all in a minute. Then the typical fashion that we've been seeing from this place, changed over to a little snowman for the morning, and another one on the bank. About 10 or 11 pound this one. There you go, a little common. These fish seem to be really young fish, so I've got the feeling it's either just been recently restocked or they're growing, but they're in really good condition anyway. A few years time, could be a few big ones in here. There are now, but I just haven't had them. There we go. Well, good morning to you all. Last night didn't really sort of pay off in the end. Just started catching the same sort of stamp of fish other than the one that I had this morning. I think I totaled 3 fish during the night. I didn't film them because there was just, you know, there was no point. Number one, it was dark. Number two, it was raining. And I just put them straight back. So I think one was maybe on the good side of £9, but other than that, it really wasn't worth filming. You'd seen it all before during the day anyway. So yeah, today's a little bit more miserable in the way of mist and fog, and it's a bit colder. I've got the bivvy heater on at the moment, so just really, this is unreal. As I was saying, it would appear that this morning I can't keep the rod in the water long enough to even make a cup of tea. So took one out because it's starting to do me head in. But I've just landed another one, which is sort of like the lower double bracket, and I've got one. I've yet to weigh it. I've got the feeling it's sort of like the mid double bracket. It's a nice little mirror. So there's 2 in the net now since I spoke to you last, which was like 2 minutes ago. So yeah, so that's what's happened now. So I've got two just resting in the net. Just gonna have this cup of tea and then I'll get them out and show you. And then I'm gonna think about starting to pack down and go home because the weather's not great today. Got a few things to do, so can't really complain that I haven't caught anything this session. For a runs water, it's very good, very good, especially for this time of year. For the winter time is unheard of. But yeah, and there's some nice fish in here as well. So yeah, good fun for a weekend anyway. If you're doing the kind of like carp fishing that I'm doing, if you watch my diggers videos and things like that, you do a lot of blanking, you do a lot of sitting around, doing a lot of nothing. Come to a place like this, you know, it's good. It's good for your confidence. It shows you that your rigs work, your baits work, you know. You can check your hook holds, stuff like that. That's what I use it for. So, and it's definitely done that this weekend. Right, I'm going to have my cup of tea. I'll get these fish out the net and I'll show you them, and then I'm going to start to have a slow pack down. Okay, so these are the 2 fish that we've had this morning. Might be a bit lively because they've been resting in the net. Yep. So first is the common. Nice little common, probably about £10 that one. Absolutely freezing cold, but. And the second one, I don't think I've ever had a blog where I've had so many fish in the net. And there we go, nice little mirror, like dumpy little fish. Probably getting on for about £12–13 that one, I guess. But yeah, very happy with this session. So yeah, they've got a bit bigger as it's gone on, but just don't seem to have been able to get into that upper double bracket. So, but you can't win them all. So I'm going to get these back now and start to have this slow pack down. Okay, so that's me done for another 48-hour session. Barrow's all loaded up behind me. I'm all ready to go home. I had a really good session. Not many sessions like that for a runs water that I get. So I'm really pleased. It's just a shame that the weather's so miserable at the moment, but this is England, and you know, this is the winter. So I'm gonna go home and dry all my kit off and things like that. I had a guy walk around this morning who fishes here quite a lot. He was just like walking his dog, and he said that he has had a 20+ fish out of here. So that's the first person that I've met from here who's confirmed that they've actually had a 20, as opposed to people saying, oh, I've heard of 20s, and then not knowing these people. But I've met someone now who has had a 20 out of here. So 20 plus, that's what he described it as. So I'm going to set myself a new challenge for 2019. Even though I don't really fish these kind of waters quite a lot these days, I'm going to make the pledge to try and come down here once a month, and try and do a weekend session here once a month, and see what I can pull out of here during the course of 2019. So if they're in here, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to catch them. So we'll see. But until then, thanks for watching. Tight lines, wet nets, and Happy New Year. And I will see you in 2019. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for all your lovely comments that you send me and my messages, asking me to do another blog. It's very much appreciated, and it makes me really want to, you know, carry on doing it. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you on the other side.